Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hopefully more people subscribe. The more videos I put up, I'm gonna put up this video for my deck out deck. I just played it today, went third. Unfortunately, I had to face my girl and she beat me, but everything's cool. She played Black Wings in my defense. But this is a deck out deck, mail deck, empty cookie jar, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, this is my build to it, and it's pretty okay. Let me just get to the cards in here. Main card, Morphing Jar. This is the main card of the deck. You know, flip it down, flip it up. We both discard our hands and draw 5. Next card. This is like the defense card. 2 Morphing Jars, number 2. His brother. Yeah, these cards is basically if you get him beat, you see your opponent is gonna summon a whole bunch of monsters, set this in defense. They attack it, this dies, but they have to take their monsters back, and most of the time they don't always bring out their level 4s and put them in defense. They always gotta mill at least 2 or 3 trap or spell cards. So this is a good defense. You can always put maybe Marshmallow if you don't want to go and risk them killing this. It depends on how you want to play. I got 3 Needleworm. Again, part of this, well, the whole point of this deck is to mail your opponent's deck out. Basically, you know, set face down, flip. They gotta discard 5 from their deck to the grave. Have Sangan. He's the searcher for any of these, basically, or you can search for him. But that would be pointless. But I have 2 Giant Rats. Giant Rats, again, perfect combo with Giant Rat. You have a Book of Moon in hand. Set Book of Moon, either summon or set him. He gets popped. You summon Morphing Jar, and then Book of Moon your Morphing Jar, and there you go. You can start your combo from there. New card came out in Duelist Revolution, AD Changer. I need to check rulings for him, but I don't know if you can do it during your opponent's turn. Possibly not. What happens with this guy is he gets to your graveyard. Usually if you get him in your hand, you set him, or keep him in your hand and just wait for Morphing Jar to dump him. You know, Morphing Jar number, well, basically a Morphing Jar. Wait for him to dump him in the graveyard for you. But once he's in the graveyard, you can remove him from the graveyard and then change the battle position of any monster on the field. So say you have Morphing Jar face down, send this to the this is in the graveyard. This is my graveyard right here. I remove him, change the position of Morphing Jar to attack mode, and then you start your combo right there. That's all the monsters in this deck. You don't need too many, you know. Now for the spells, different. What it says, yeah, barrier from the different dimension. Quick play. You can take 3 remove from play cards and put them back in your graveyard. You can basically use this for anything. If they noblemen, well, worst comes to worst, they noblemen, you're still good. You can just bring them back and put them in your graveyard and revive them with other cards that I'm about to show you. Or once you remove both of these and use their effect, put them back in the graveyard and keep using their effect. Have Monster Reincarnation once again. If either your Needleworm, you know, your Needleworm, or maybe Morphing Jar. Where he's at? Well, you know what I mean. Morphing Jar. If either of them get sent to the graveyard and you didn't want that to happen, you know, you can always Monster Reincarnation, drop a card. Maybe you could drop a AD Changer if you have it in your hand. You know, continue the combo. These 2 cards got to show you together just because it's one of the biggest combos you can probably pull off. Basically, this is Serial Spell. It says you can only activate when you activate one of your normal spell cards. Once you activate this, sorry for the glare and the blurriness. I guess it's probably just late and I don't have too many lights on. You can read what it does right there. discard all the cards from your hand, and then basically it turns into the same magic card you play. This is a quick play, so you play hand destruction. Let's say they have 5 cards in their hand. Play hand destruction. You have this in your hand. Play it. Basically, you discard your hand. Even if you don't have a hand, you can still discard it. Then what happens is they pick up 5. You don't draw anything, of course, since you don't have a hand after this activates, but you make them drop their hand. Then they pick it up again, and then this activates and they drop their hand again. So that's 10 cards in one hit. Another one is Giant Chune, just in case they have a whole back row. Maybe you playing somebody who pops like Icarus. If they playing, they play a lot of traps, they can stop you. You Giant Chune it and start your combo. Foolish Burial. Foolish Burial is really good to dump him to the graveyard, just in case you don't have Book of Tao in your hand. You dump him to the graveyard and then start the other combo. Or you can even drop a Morphin Jar, and if you have Shallow Grave, or let me see, not Shallow Grave. If you have this card that I'll get to in a minute, you can reborn them. Let me continue on with other cards. Limited area, baby. What happens is that basically, if you're not drawing anything good, drop this, and they automatically have to, they can't attack unless they MST it. Another thing, just to stall until you get your combo going. Swords of Revealing Light. I'm gonna try to hurry this up. I'm talking too much. Sorry. If you don't, have a good hand, put it back. 2 Magical Stone Excavations. Basically, what happens is you discard 2 cards and get a spell card from the graveyard back to your hand. If you need a Book of Moon, Book of Tao, put it back to your hand. 2 Feather of the Phoenix. This is almost like this, but it works a little more clever depending on how you use it. This says discard 1 card from your hand and put any 1 card from your graveyard to the top of your deck. And if you know that you're gonna start the Morphin Jar combo, you're gonna draw that 1 card you put back. I got 2 Into the Voids. Into the Voids really good. All you do is draw a card, and then at the end you drop your whole hand, but more or less you're gonna drop your whole hand anyway from his combo. Or you could go the other way, and if you have all the cards you need, you could just start his combo and just make them melt out. But it's more fun seeing them discard their hand and getting pissed. I got 2 Cup of Ace. Good card, is a plus. It doesn't really matter if I get heads, I draw 2. If I get tails, you draw 2. Either way, I'm still winning. I got 3. The Shallow Grave. Basically what it says, both players special summon a monster from their graveyard and face down defense. What you summon. If this gets killed, you summon this one. If this one gets killed, you summon him. Depends on what situation you're in. 3 Book of Tao says flip face down defense position monster face up, either yours or your opponent's. 3 Book of Moons. Once again, you flip them face up and flip them face down. Start the combo. 3 Book of Eclipse. Really good card, especially if your opponent is spamming, has a lot of monsters out. If you don't have limited area or Swords of Revealing Light, you can always just use this card as your getaway card, and plus you can always use it to Book of Moon. It's the same thing, but works for everybody. 3 Hand Destructions. Once again, you're trying to meld their deck out, so by the time you finish using these, that's 2 more cards less in 2 less cards in their deck. 3 Opstar Goblin. You don't care about their life points, you're not going to hit them for life points, so this doesn't really matter about them gaining. You just draw a card, so it's still good. And the only 2 traps in the deck, Desert Sunlight. It's okay. I'm thinking of taking it out, maybe put a Gold Sark or something, or another Into the Void. But basically what this says is basically all monsters on your side of the field turn up to defense face up defense. So basically you have 2 cards on the field, their turn, you say chain to their draw or just activate whatever, then you flip. You can choose the order. Maybe you know they have a good hand and you think they might draw something good. Maybe you know you flip this and then flip this, so this can chain to that, and then there you go. So that's the deck out deck. Subscribe, pass on the word, and peace.